Hi everybody, I'm back. Let's do a little practice. Grab what you need, a mat. If you have blocks on a blanket or strap, you can have those nearby. And if you don't, you can just use what you have. So let's start on our backs. So you can come into a Shavasana type position. Get yourself comfortable, spread out, make whatever adjustments you need to make so you can settle into the floor. Begin to slow down your breath. And if there's any unnecessary holding, see if you can let it release back down into what's underneath you. Keeping your breath slow and deep. You can take your arms overhead and come into a nice full body stretch. And you're welcome to keep your eyes closed or open them as it's useful for you. Interlace your fingers, press out through your palms and flex your feet, reaching through the heels of your hands, the heels of your feet. And then release and bring your right knee in. Give that knee a good squeeze. And then straighten the right leg up to the ceiling. Flex and point your foot a few times. Circle your ankle a couple times in both directions. And then release. Bend your knee in, open it out to the right, and straighten part way or all the way out to the side. Try and stay grounded through the left leg, left hip dropped, left knee dropped. And then release. Bend your knee, bring it across. Spinal twist. Roll back onto your back. Bring both knees in. Little circle or rock to even your torso back on your mat. And then grab hold of just the left knee. Drop the right leg long. Squeeze this knee in close. Straighten the left leg up, flex, and point your foot a few times. Circle your ankle a couple times, both directions. Release, bend your knee in, open it out to the left, and straighten part way or all the way out to the side. Check that the shoulders are dropped, your chin is dropped, so the back of the neck is long. And then release, bend your knee, bring it across, spinal twist. Let's release, roll back onto your back, bring both knees in, take a little circle or rock. Drop your feet to the floor and we'll take just a little core work. Interlace fingers behind the head. Exhale, lift head and chest up. Inhale, release down. Exhale up. Inhale down. Up and down. Up and down. Up and down. Let's take one more. And then release down. Now bring your right knee in and your left elbow across so they touch or come towards one another. And then extend the right leg really long. Bring it in. Extend. In. Extend. In, extend, 2 more. Last one on this side. And then release. Let's switch. Left knee in, right elbow across, and then reach long. Bring it in, extend, in, extend, in, extend. 2 more. Last one. And then release. Let's take both legs up in the air. We're going to outwardly rotate the legs and then bring one leg in front of the other and switch back and forth quickly as you slowly lower your legs towards the floor. Once it gets difficult to keep the lower back down, bring it back up, and we'll go up and down a few times. Nice and slow on the lift and lower. Quick switches, keeping legs really straight and active. Let's do one more. And then release. Knees in, little circle or rock. You might open your knees, releasing the inner legs a little. And then rock your way up. Come all the way into a high push-up position, setting hands at the front of the mat, fingers spread. Connect the head and the heels. Shift your weight forward to lower down, low push-up. Come into your back bend. And that could be cobra or up dog, as low or high as feels right for you. Shoulders back and down. And then back to down dog, hips high. You might pedal out your feet a little bit, bending one knee as you press the opposite heel towards the floor. And then settle into the pose. Let's walk hands and feet towards one another and hang in ragdoll. Feet hip width apart, parallel. You can bend your knees a little or a lot. You can take any arm position, any movement. And then bend your knees a little more and slowly roll up, coming all the way up to standing. And step up to the front of the mat. Come into mountain pose, Tadasana. We'll take a full A-series sun salutation. Next inhale, arms sweep high. Exhale, fold forward. Inhale, lengthen. Step or hop your feet back, lower down. Up dog or cobra. And back to down dog. Take your time with all your transitions. You don't need to move at my pace. And each time you come to your rest, you can choose down dog, but you could also choose child's pose or sitting or coming to your forearms. Any neutral shape, and take slow, deep breaths here, relaxing into the position you've chosen. Last breath here. Come back through down dog and step or hop your feet forward. Inhaling, flat back. Exhale, fold. Inhale, up to standing. Exhale, arms press down. Again, inhale, arms high. Exhale, fold. Inhale, lengthen. Step or hop your feet back, lower down. Up dog or cobra. And back to down dog. This time, from down dog, take your right leg up to the ceiling. Bend your knee to your chest and start circling this bent right knee, making the biggest circle possible for your hip joint. Next time your leg is up, reach it straight, send it a little higher, and then take a big step forward, high lunge. Inhale, arms up. Exhale, settle in, sink low. Expanding on the inhales and softening and grounding on the exhales. Last breath here. Tip forward, standing splits, hands to the floor or to a couple of blocks. We'll do this with hips square and with the upper body letting go. Like ragdoll, let your head hang. Last breath here. Step back. Warrior one. Inhale, arms up. Settle in, sink hips low. Draw the belly in. Shoulders drop. Checking on all the details you are aware of, however much or little that is. Last breath here. Release, hands to the floor or to a couple of blocks, pyramid pose. So if you do have blocks, grab them. We're going to straighten the front leg part way or all the way. If you don't have blocks and it's difficult to reach the floor, you can bend your front knee a little bit or bring your hands to your shin or both. We're going in the direction of hips square. So if your right hip is hiking forward, see if you can draw it back. Going in the direction of a flat back and in the direction of folding, however much you're able. Last breath here. Let's release. Make your way back to down dog. So you can take a vinyasa or move in any other way. When you're ready, left leg sweeps up. Bend your knee in and start circling. Next time your leg is up, reach it straight, big step forward, high lunge. Inhale, arms up, sink low. Last breath here. Tip forward, standing splits. You can bring hands to the floor or to blocks. Bend your supporting knee as much as you need to. And stretch that top leg as straight and long and high as you can without rolling open through your hip. Last breath here. Release, step back, warrior one. Feeling right where you are. Last breath. Release. Pyramid pose, hands to the floor or to a couple of blocks. Feel free to adjust the distance between the legs and then go in the directions you know to go in. Tuning into sensation, not worrying what it looks like or how it compares to what I'm doing, but working with your body, finding where your edge is, and then breathing there. Is it possible to relax into this shape? Just the one you're in right now. Last breath. Let's release. Make your way back to down dog. And then settle into a good rest, which could be down dog, but it could just as well be child's pose or sitting or something else. If it's useful, close your eyes. Last breath here. Let's come back through down dog and step or hop your feet forward. Inhaling, flat back. Exhale, fold. Inhale, up to standing. Exhale, arms press down. Let's bend the knees and come into chair, Utkatasana. Hips sink low, head reaches high, shoulders drop low. Draw the belly in. One more breath. Release, fold forward. Inhale, lengthen. Step or hop your feet back, lower down. Up dog or cobra. And back to down dog. Right leg sweeps up, one breath. Step forward, high lunge. Inhale, arms up. Warrior 3. I'm going to shift forward and find balance, and you can modify or adjust this however you need. More important than the shape you've chosen is that you are feeling what you're doing right now in whatever shape that is. Release, step back, warrior 1, one breath. Flow through your movement transition. Left leg sweeps up. Step forward, high lunge. Arms up. Warrior 3. Last breath here. Step back. Warrior 1. Release through a vinyasa or some movement transition. And then settle into a good rest. Letting go of everything we've just done. Everything we might do. Last breath here. Come back through down dog and step or hop your feet forward. Inhaling, flat back. Exhale, fold. Bend your knees, arms up. Inhale, chair. Exhale, straighten. Again, inhale, chair. Exhale, fold. Inhale, lengthen. Step or hop your feet back, lower down. Up dog or cobra. And back to down dog. Take the right leg up. Step forward, high lunge. Inhale, arms up. From here, let's come into a twist. Left elbow across to the outside of the right knee. Get it as far over as you can, and then work the palms towards the center of the chest. There are many variations of this. If there's a different one you would prefer, you're welcome. You might drop the back knee and do a low lunge instead. You could extend the arms either on the outside or inside of that front leg. You might try a bind, reaching around behind your back. And just feeling the pose you're in. Last breath here. Release, hands to the floor. Step up for half moon, Ardha Chandrasana. Feel free to grab a block for your bottom hand or bend your bottom leg or both. Extend the left arm high, going towards a straight line from one arm to the other. Towards a straight line from your head to your left foot. And then let it be like this, however this is, separating the intention from the results. Let's rotate to a revolved half moon. So we're going to start to lift the right hand, square off the hips, airplane around, and then lower the left hand, again, to a block or the floor. We're going towards straight lines. They may not be straight, just go in that direction. Right arm high, left foot long. Last breath here. Release, hands to the floor. Take a short step back, pyramid pose again, and we'll set up for a revolved triangle. So you can bring your left hand either to your foot, your ankle, the floor, and it could be inside or outside, or to a block, again, either on the inside or outside of that front foot. You might start with your hand on your lower back to feel, are your hips square? Can you draw that right hip back? And then when you're ready, right arm high. Last breath here. Release, hands to the floor. Make your way back to down dog. Feeling what you're doing. Just taking one thing at a time, feeling what you're doing right now, and then left leg sweeps up. Next inhale. Step forward, high lunge. Arms up. Come into a twist here. Right elbow across to the outside of the left knee. And then work into whatever variation you did on the other side. In this constricted twist, can you still have a full, slow breath? Can you still look for spaciousness, length, opening? Last breath here. Release, hands to the floor, step up. Half moon, Ardha Chandrasana. You can have your hand on the floor or a block. Opening up through the torso, stacking shoulder on top of shoulder, hip on top of hip. As long as you're going in the directions you know to go in, you are doing it right. Let the results be like this. So even though we're going towards balance, there's space for wobbling and falling. That's a necessary part of a balance practice. Let's airplane around, lift the left hand, square off the hips, lower the right arm, revolved half moon. Go in the directions you know to go in, 100%. And can you surrender into how this feels, how this is, however it is? Last breath. Release, hands to the floor. Take a short step back, pyramid pose. You might adjust your footing. Feel free to grab a block or place the right hand on the foot or the floor or the ankle. Square off the hips. Left arm high, revolve triangle. And you can look up, out, or down. If you are feeling unsteady, down is probably the most stable gaze. Last breath here. Release. Make your way back to down dog. And then settle into a good resting pose. The rest can be like wiping the slate clean. What is it like to do something challenging and then when the challenge is over, just let it go? Let's come back through down dog and set up for a pigeon pose on the right side. So we're going to slide the right knee forward. Scoot the left leg back. Help the hips get as low as they'll go. And see if some support might be useful. You could prop up the right hip with a blanket or a block. As you fold forward, you could use something under your chest or forehead. Letting the weight of your body release. Can you relax your shoulders and face even more here? Let's bring the upper body back up. If you have something under your right hip, slide it out of your way so that you can lean over onto the right hip. Bring the left leg around to the front. We'll lean over onto the left hip now and then send the right leg back. And if that didn't get you into your pigeon, adjust and find it. So you might need to adjust the angle of the front leg, the props, and then fold and release towards the floor. Slow, steady breath. Just like a seated meditation, noticing when your mind wanders and then returning, and being curious about what you're actually feeling right now in your body. And then what you feel might have you make a little adjustment. You can continue to fine-tune. Regardless of anything you do about it, just feeling and growing in capacity to be with lots of different feelings, lots of different sensations. Can be very useful. Let's take the upper body back up. If you have something under your hip, move it out of your way, and this time lean to the left and bring the right foot all the way to the outside of the left knee. So we'll get set up for a seated spinal twist. Try and have both hips grounded. If you can't get that right hip down, instead do this with the left leg straight. Bring your right hand to the floor behind you. Left arm is either going to hug the knee or hook to the outside of the knee. As you inhale, sit a little taller. As you exhale, rotate even more. And breath by breath, see if you can get a little more height, and a little deeper twist. Last breath here. Let's release, unwind, and switch. Other leg on top, bottom leg can be straight or bent. Bring the left hand to the floor behind you. Right arm either hugs or hooks. Inhale, sit tall. Exhale, rotate. And I notice if I'm very deeply in the twist, I need to come out of it just enough to get that full breath in. And then as I exhale and that resistance lets off, I can go in a little deeper. So it's like one step back, 2 steps forward. One more breath here. And then release. Unwind. Take a little windshield wiper side to side. Roll back onto your back. Bring your knees in. And take a little circle or rock. You might check in with your body to see, is there any way you would like to wrap up this practice? Is there some last pose or part of your body that could use some attention? If so, take your time, wrapping up in the way that feels right for you. You're welcome to pause the video and keep going. And if nothing's needed, you can go ahead and spread out. Come into your final resting pose, Shavasana. And if you want to do anything to be more comfortable, you're welcome to adjust your clothes or grab props. Letting the weight of your body settle back into the floor. If even just for a few moments, really releasing the need to do anything. Nothing to accomplish, no problem to solve. Nothing to fix or figure out. Just relaxing into the ease of simply being. You can let your breath deepen again and start to move your fingers and toes and wrists and ankles. And then stretch out long through your arms and legs. Bring your knees in. Roll to one side. And then make your way up to sitting. Coming to a comfortable cross-legged position. We'll bring hands together at the heart. And just take a moment to silently thank yourself for your practice. For taking the time to take good care of yourself. You could extend that gratitude out to the people and circumstances that make it possible for you to be here. And that could extend far and wide. Maybe even sending gratitude and well wishes to all beings everywhere. Namaste. Thank you, everyone. Thanks for practicing with me today. feel free to write me if you have requests for particular classes or poses or things that you want to work on. I'm happy to keep making these videos and do the things you're interested in. Thanks a lot.